Well, happy Friday once again, Incarnate Word. Another edition of the Weekend Roundup with your Incarnate Word clergy. Quiet week, but things are coming.
Yeah.
Things are, school mainly. We had our kindergarten parents snow cone social last night, which was awesome.
It was.
Great time was had by all. There was like a nice progression of the evening. Everyone's excited. Then the line gets really long at the snow cone place, and then someone drops a snow cone or sugar on the brain. Child starts to have a meltdown. It's lovable chaos, like getting us really, like, honestly, it's
just a taste of kindergarten.
It's a taste of kindergarten, but also like I am excited for school to start.
Sure.
Like there is so much energy and life that's brought to this campus that only comes from having a school, and it's awesome. It's chaotic at times, but it is beautiful in the best possible way. So yeah, that was an awesome time last night with our kindergarten parents.
About 45 more students on top of last year, which was another 30 students before the previous year. So we're going to be just about to capacity.
Just about at capacity, which is really, really awesome. Says a lot of great things about our school. So, what else happened the last week or so?
Well, there was the big encounter. You know, we have that every first Wednesday of the month, but this one was kind of recapping the mission trip as well. And I think there's a gathering maybe next week for those that might be interested for next year's mission trip. So just something to look up. The news here to see if you are interested maybe in joining in next year's mission trip. So that was one thing. Deacon Lawson, I think you've got a presentation tonight.
Yes, so tonight I'll be giving a presentation on Our Lady of Fatima. So if you did not know, the World Youth Day in Portugal is going on right now. Actually, we had a group of over 100 St. Louisans, ranging from high schoolers to young adults and their families, going to Lisbon, Portugal, which is not too far from Fatima. And they actually, if memory serves and the timeline's working out right, I think they were in Fatima yesterday for a pilgrimage.
Nice.
And, I just wanted to, as us here, take part of that, learn a little bit about Our Lady of Fatima and pray the Rosary together, which is something that Our Lady of Fatima encouraged, was praying the Rosary.
Yeah, she kind of likes that. She kind of likes that.
And so tonight
Believe it or
at
not,
7?
tonight at 7.
In the church.
7 o'clock in the church. So if you're interested in hearing that from Deacon Lawson, come on out. So
great.
Yeah, Mary was really into the Rosary.
Yeah. Believe it or not,
Believe it or not, Our Lady of Fatima really, really likes the Rosary. So Nursery Bible School is back, but we need your help. If you would like to help with childcare during the 10:30 a.m. Mass, you can contact Janice Holt. Is that for like...
So this is for kids ages about 1 to 4. Maybe the ones who aren't old enough to really understand what's going on at Mass, but are old enough to make it difficult, perhaps, for their parents to focus on the Mass. So this is something we had a number of years back, and then a lot of the people that started it and ran it, their kids were in high school or in college, and they kind of said, we're probably not the right people to be doing this anymore, and it just sort of fell by the wayside. We have this wonderful dilemma where we have so many young families in our parish right now, which means we have many kids between the ages of 1 and 4 who are, maybe need a little break from church for 30, 40 minutes. So anyway, we have 2 coordinators who have stepped up, and I think we have already a handful of parent volunteers. It's sort of, if your kid's going to be in the Nursery Bible School, you try and volunteer once a month or whatever, and with enough people, it makes it a very easy lift. But anyway, so I think we'd actually like to expand it not only at the 10:30, but to the 8:45. Those seem to be our 2 masses, which with the largest number of young kids and young families. So anyway, please reach out to the parish office if you're interested in helping. I think we're just about there to where we can start offering this, this ministry and this service to our families. We'd like to start in September. So I'd love to have 20, 30, 40 volunteers that maybe only work once every 3 months. So
that's a great way to do it.
And it helps. I can tell you, we're going to do a Bother the Father on this, but we kind of hear it as priests from both sides. We have families saying, hey, we need to be supported. We want our families to be at Mass. We want that too.
Yeah.
We have people that, really look forward to the time of prayer at Mass, and they say, can't you make those kids be quiet? We do not have that power.
We do not have
so
that
we're
power.
trying to find that.
I don't know if anybody has that power.
Have you tried, though?
No. So anyway, we're trying to find that happy medium where families feel supported and feel that they can come to Mass and pray, that people that want some contemplative space have that ability, and that we're supporting each other as a whole parish community. So I think this ministry restarting will be a great gift.
Yeah. Another ministry that restarting or something new is Homebound Ministry, and this is sort of different. It's a separate thing than communion calls to the sick. This is really just meeting a need that we have of homebound parishioners who just want someone to talk to or someone to visit them.
Yes.
They're less pastoral and just more social, honestly. So if you would like to help reach out to our homebound parishioners with a phone call or know a parishioner that is homebound, you can contact Anna Gessling. She's going to be heading that up. Because there's a need for it among our homebound parishioners of just wanting to keep that community spirit alive. And again, this isn't communion calls or anything like that. We've already got a separate ministry, which if you're able to do that, we would love to be able to have you for. But this is certainly more on the social end. For anybody that might be in need of it.
Absolutely. So. And then we're kind of, our phone system is very old.
Yes.
And the way it's set up, it can't sort of forward to our cell phones. So when there's an emergency, a spiritual emergency.
Spiritual, sacramental emergency.
Yeah, this would not be like my girlfriend broke up with me and I'm really bummed out.
Yes.
This would not kind of qualify.
Or even something as simple as, can you pray for someone? Like that is a good thing. We will do that, but just send us an email or leave a normal message. This is someone is actively in need of sacramental assistance, and it is more of a life or death situation within the next 24 hours, give or take. That's why we have that emergency line. So anyway, wanted to preface that because sometimes we get emergency-esque calls not at the emergency line, and sometimes we get non-emergency calls on the emergency line. So need to distinguish between those two things. So.
On that note, that 24-hour rule is a good rule, because we also don't want you waiting until they're literally taking their last breath to call us to get us there.
If you have knowledge that someone is in life or death danger within the next 24 hours and needs sacramental assistance, that is what this emergency line is for. Anyway, Father Schrader.
Well, and of course, as always, if you're not sure what emergency is, we'd rather be safe than sorry.
Correct.
So we're not discouraging anyone, but I think Father Schneider is speaking out of, we've gotten some calls where you're jolted out of bed or whatever, and it turns out to be a very, something that could wait. But anyway, we want you to call us, especially if you're uncertain, do I need a priest? Talk to us. We can always work it out. But we have a new number so that instead of going to a specific phone where we have to remember to actually look at that phone every time we come into the rectory, this will ring Father Schneider and I our cell phones. So this new emergency hotline is 314-254-3354. And we will update the bulletin and the parish website to make that.
We're going to update the message as well.
That will also happen.
That'll also be updated. So it'll all be updated. So if you just call the parish number, you can get directed to it and do that. So, so that's our new emergency hotline that'll be able to reach the two of us wherever we are in the world.
That's right. And then Jonah prayer ministers are available after the 10:30 Mass this weekend.
Yeah. Good. Some baptisms. We've had a few.
Yeah, the past couple of weeks. So 2 weekends ago, I baptized 4. It was my first multi-baptism. So we had Catherine and Eric, who were siblings, children of Eric and Adriana Magna. Nathan J. Roselman, son of Jonathan and Andrea. And then Oliver Peter Schmatz, son of Matt and Jennifer. And then I think, did you do last week?
I had Layla Kerwood, daughter of Aaron and Rachel.
Yeah.
So it was good.
We also want to pray for the repose of the souls of Tom Wagner, husband of Mary Wagner, whose funeral is later this morning for us. And then May Wakeham, mother of Jenna Kerwood. So we pray for them for the repose of their souls and the comfort and consolation of their families.
Yeah.
All right, this weekend, Transfiguration, August 6th. It's one of those feasts that if it falls on a Sunday, takes over on the Sunday. So Transfiguration. Once again, I am not preaching. Deacon Lawson's going to preach for me. He's very eager, which I'm very happy for. It's making my summer very, very light. So what are y'all going to preach about?
I'm going to, a number of years ago, I read this wonderful book. It's like if you were just going to read one book for the next year, I would pick this one. It's Romano Guardini's The Lord. It's a big old book. It's 600 pages, but it's all broken up into little, almost vignettes. But anything Romano Guardini writes is amazing.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, it's just, he pulls... It's almost like the fracking of Scripture. A lot of places you think, oh, I already know that, or there's nothing more to get out of there, and he will pull things out of the life of Christ.
I did not expect to have a fracking reference during Roundup today.
So anyway,
Guardini's awesome, though.
He wrote a reflection as part of this book on the Transfiguration, and just went like a different angle. He focused really on Moses and Elijah in a way that just, for me, it was so beautiful. So I'm just gonna, instead of maybe focusing on the apostles or what does the Transfiguration mean as an event, it's more saying, what did Moses and Elijah, what were their lives in the context of salvation history, and why were they there? Out of all the people that could have been there with Jesus, why were they there? Kind of just exploring that. For me, it was just a really beautiful angle to look at the Transfiguration, so I'm going to share that with you this weekend.
Awesome. Deacon Lawson.
Yep, I'll be this will be my first Transfiguration homily.
Won't be your last.
Certainly won't be my last. But I plan on preaching about how we can sometimes be tempted, like the apostles, to want to stay on the top of the mountain. I mean, sometimes we get Peter a lot of flack for like, oh, let's build some tents here and let's stay here with Moses and Elijah and Jesus in this glorified form. But we've got to remember that, if we saw that, we probably wouldn't want to leave either.
Right.
But then we do have to leave.
Yeah.
There's work to be done. As soon as they get down from the mountain, immediately there's a boy who needs to be exorcised by Jesus.
Yeah.
And so there's work that needs to be done, so we can't stay on the mountain.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Well, good, folks. Hope to see you around this weekend. I know folks are wrapping up with vacations, getting excited for school. So if you're still taking a vacation, make sure go to Mass. Even out of town, we never take a vacation from our Catholic faith, as my dad would say. But anyway, great to be with you today. Hope to see you around this weekend at Mass. Take care.
All right.
God bless.